Inventory Vinyl. I'm Doug, and this is This Week in Vinyl History, where I show some old hits, old releases, talk about a couple new ones. So right off the bat, this week, starting on October 6th, 1973, coming off of Cher's Half-Breed release, and the title track went to number 1, stayed there for 2 weeks. Got some pretty cool pictures over there. Also on here is Paul McCartney's My Love, cover of the Bee Gees' How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? And she also covers the Beatles' Long and Winding Road on here. So good stuff from Cher. And in 1982, the one that started it all, Madonna released Everybody, her single off of this album, her debut. Also on here were some other hit singles: Lucky Star, Borderline, Burning Up, Holiday, the title track, and then of course we all know where Madonna went from there. Pretty good debut. Let's see, October 6th, 2020, Eddie Van Halen died. He was 65, and anytime there's a list of everybody's top favorite guitars, Eddie's usually in the top 5, if not the top 10, if not the top 5. Kevin Cronin from REO turned 73 on October 6th. October 7th, 1939, Judy Garland was only 16. I don't have the vinyl, but she recorded Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which of course was huge for her, huge for the movie. Judy Garland, 16. Leanne Rimes, Tanya Tucker, Taylor Swift, who else? Brenda Lee, a bunch of other girls that made it big in their teens. October 7th, John Mellencamp turned 73, and Toni Braxton turned 57. She had that big hit, Unbreak Your Heart, Unbreak My Heart, one of the two. October 8th, 1988, after 741 weeks on the Billboard Top 200, Dark Side of the Moon finally fell off the charts. Some people's favorite Pink Floyd album. Pink Floyd's one of those bands for me, I can't pick a favorite. Floyd, Zeppelin, Stones, Beatles, I can't pick a favorite one, they're all so good. But I think it came back on the charts off and on later. But yeah, 741 straight weeks, crazy. October 8th, Robert Bell, the guy that had the name Kool, started Kool and the Gang. He turned 74. And CJ Ramone of the Ramones turned 59. October 9th, 1961, Ray Charles, 2 weeks on number 1 U.S. singles was Hit the Road, Jack. This is the greatest hits that came out in 62. This one also has Georgia on My Mind, Unchain My Heart, I've Got News for You, I Wonder, Sticks and Stones. Really cool, greatest hits. This is on the old ABC Paramount. Ray Charles, a lot of big hits. October 9th, Jackson Browne turned 76, and PJ Harvey turned 55. October 10th, 1970, in the U.S., Carpenters, number 2, They made it to the number 2 U.S. singles with We've Only Just Begun. This is Close to You, but We've Only Just Begun is on here. It's a big hit for them, obviously. They do a cover of Beatles' Help, the title track, Baby It's You, I'll Never Fall in Love Again, and some other Burt Bacharach songs. So that was number 2 in the US. Number 1 in 1970 on October 10th was Cracklin' Rosie by Neil Diamond off of Taproot Manuscript. Got a little booklet in there. Also on here is Cold Water Morning's a cool tune. He does a cover of He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. Child Song, I Am the Lion. So that was 1970, number 1 and number 2 in the US. I think the UK kind of beat us out. 1970, UK, Black Sabbath's Paranoid was the number 1 album. Making us look bad. One of the worst album covers, in my opinion. I think that is so lame, but what a great album. War Pigs, Paranoid, Planet Caravan, Iron Man, Hand of Doom, Electric Funeral, Prairies Were Boots. Just great tunes, one right after another. Cool Gatefold. Awesome album. 1979, the song The Rose was released. Or I mean the album, the movie, The Rose was released. This is the soundtrack. Bette Midler does a great job on here with the title track, the song The Rose. She also does a cool cover of When a Man Loves a Woman, Midnight in Memphis, Love Me With a Feeling. It's a really great soundtrack. It was a cool movie. Didn't really come right out and say it was about Janis Joplin. Some people think it was. Yeah, good soundtrack. Bette Midler got a lot of praise for that. 1981. Police was on last week with one of their other albums. This week it's Ghost in the Machine, number 1 album in UK in 1981. Yeah, Ghost in the Machine. Spirits in the Material World, Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic, Invisible Sun. Those were all 3 hit singles off of it. Too Much Information, One World. Really great album. A lot of big hits. 1987, we're still on October 10th. 1987, Whitesnake. Here I Go Again, number 1 on the US singles chart. This also has Crying in the Rain, Bad Boys, Still of the Night, Give Me All Your Love, Is This Love? This was huge. I remember listening to this all the time. Some of David Coverdale's best work. October 10th, David Lee Roth turned 70. Tanya Tucker turned 66. October 11th, 1986, Janet Jackson's When I Think of You, number 1 on the US singles chart off her album Control. This whole album was big for her. Videos all over MTV. Control, Nasty, What Have You Done For Me Lately, The Pleasure Principle, When I Think of You, produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Great album. Like I said, her videos were everywhere. October 11th, Daryl Hall turned 78. October 12th, 1968, Big Brother and the Holding Company Cheap Thrills, #1 on the US album chart. Cool shot of Janis Joplin there. Summertime, big hit off of here. Piece of My Heart. Ball and Chain. Great album, probably one of the very few that you'll see Hell's Angels approved on there. I doubt if they let just anybody do that. In 1979, October 12th, Fleetwood Mac releases Tusk. Of course, title track. Think About Me, Sarah, That's All for Everyone, Angel, Brown Eyes. A few of the ones I recognize anyway. Yeah, double album. It's really big. This is the one where they did some work with the marching band from USC. Good, another good outing by them, by Fleetwood Mac. Just a few new releases to mention this week. Offspring has a new album out called Supercharged. And Linda Lindas, they're just a group of, I'm pretty sure they're all teenage girls, and they're really good. They were touring with Green Day, being their warm-up band. They have a new album out called No Obligation. And Cher is re-releasing her Christmas album from last year. And hang on, do y'all recognize the background music? I'm sure some of you do. It is side 2 of Pink Floyd Metal, the song Echoes, which covers the whole side 2. And I read that this is actually a picture of an inside of somebody's ear underwater. Could be. I don't know. I can't remember where I read that, but anyway, there's your background music for today. Thank you for watching the Auditory Vinyl. Thank you for all my subscribers. Really appreciate you stopping by and commenting. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the music.